Alright, welcome back. This should be probably maybe the last Steam Next Fest demo, unless I happen to stumble up some, unknown. I was a little bit unsure if I should go for this game. This is a lightweight game to run and it doesn't pause in the background. And not like that. Let me turn down a little bit. But yeah, I was a little bit on the fence if I should do this, because there are a few things. First thing is that so this is supposed to be like a fantasy Metroidvania, right? The biggest selling point to me, I felt when I looked at this, was you can create your own kind of magical spells. It seems really amazing. It is really amazing. We're gonna get more to that, right? So it's an action Metroidvania kind of 2D game, pixel graphic and stuff like that. This again, showcase, right? It doesn't utilize my RTX 3070 or Ryzen 5600X or anything. It's super lightweight game. It doesn't utilize a lot of VRAM or anything using OBS. So pretty much this should be running fine on built-in GPUs, low-end GPUs, mostly this is running in 4040p. I'm running this in window mode. You only have window mode or borderless full screen mode, and you can select your resolution. And music and SFX volume weak, no master volume, no controls, no nothing. And that's the first disappointment here to me. There is no controller support. There is no announced release date or anything, so obviously that might be coming. But this type of games, I just like controls, gamepad. I do. It's not working at all. I could get my Steam controller, working in keyboard and mouse emulation. But for this demo here, I'm just gonna very quickly showcase this. But yeah, that's the first thing that is a little bit weird. You have a sandbox mode, and then you have. No, you can create your own, but yeah, let's start from beginning. Start from the beginning here to showcase you this, because it is cool with building spells, but when we get there, I'm gonna go in a little bit more about that. Let's start this one off. It seems to be running 120 frames, that's really nice. I'm gonna turn on the camera and turn off MSI Afterburner because this is running perfectly fine. So, let's get into it, shall we? Scoop, close. Oh, right, there we go. Don't run over the microphone cable, that's not a good thing. Blah, 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 with a name, blah, 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 sure. So, keyboard, and you can jump short or high. You can't rebind the keys or anything. It's not really great. I would have preferred to be... no, I wouldn't. Yeah, nothing. No, nothing. Let's just continue. You have some nice little momentum there. You can use this to heal by pressing control, right? Again, it's hard-coded controls. Oh, here here you might be able to rebind them. So, Indrat E dash heal left control, yeah. Oh yeah, you can rebind. That's nice. Don't know if you can rebind this to gamepad. I haven't tried that, to be quite honest, but I don't know, because you can't move anyway, so doesn't matter. Difficulty for you to change. Refer to as self. Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm just gonna miss a lot of jumps, because I really just am so used to... I don't know why this guy doesn't go away. I'm used to playing with just the gamepad, so this feels very weird to me. I'm also not the biggest twin stick or move and use your mouse at the same time player, so a lot of things is gonna go back. Open your spell book and click create a new spell. Right, and this might be confusing because this took a little bit while for me, but you take your mouse and you actually click on your book, which I was thinking like, wait, what? E tab, what? Checking the keybind, but no. Mouse click on your book and create a new spell here, right? So this is fun, right? For you to be able to build your own spells and everything. We have a little guide here. From top to bottom, starting with the start block. Alright, you know, that's fine. Let's start off easy here. Most basic, creating an orb and set variable. Called self. So we need to have a variable, self variable. Control sec. So to declare one, okay, drag the declare block. You can see these kind of notch and things there, they attach to each other. And now we can go to the power. So we wanna do this and we wanna spawn an orb. Kind of weird that you don't connect it here, but you connect it there, but alright. Now you can see the variable that I declared. Okay, so try and change the variable name, my variable, to something or descriptively like orb. Sure. Not. We declare an orb. So this spawns an orb pretty much. Finally give the spell a name. I've done that. And close the spell book. Alright, now you can equip it. Whip. Slot 1 here, that's nice. Click here, and if you click, you spawn an orb. Isn't that fascinating? Right. We need to go in here and edit the spell. Edit. It is a good tutorial here. I'm gonna discuss a little bit more soon, right? Is apply aspect. You infuse. So first you have an orb, and then it will, you know, tell you what the orb is going to do. Right now it does nothing, dealing damage or defensive properties, like a shield or something like that. So what kind of power do we want to have? So you want to have apply something to it, right? So it will declare an orb, and then we will apply an aspect to orb. So blah blah. Then we need to choose what do you wanna. We declare an orb, then we apply something to it, and we decide what we wanna assign it to it, and then what the assignment. What we want to assign to there. So enchant is damage. Spell. It will damage the enemy. Right. So this is nothing. Still, we would only spawn. I don't know if we can try this one. Can we? Yeah, so this will damage, but this just will spawn it. Right, it's a good thing that you can do this so you can try stuff. Now we need to add something more. We want to throw it, right? Finally drag your variable into first element. Oh, blah blah. And drag the variable. Alright, and we have to declare. So we want to throw the orb that we declared that will spawn an orb. And then the spawned orb will have damage number to it, and then we want to throw the orb. and at mouse angle. Right. Exactly. And then you can right click on right, and here you get information. Row takes 2 arguments, right. Da 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 da. Blah blah blah. Blah. Yeah, the first just tells what to do, to throw, and we have declared to throw our orb. Then it will declare an angle, the mouse get angle thing there. Blah, we could force manually there, right? By repeatedly changing its direction. Okay, interesting stuff. Right, so let's try this. Seems to be working pretty fine here. But it will only does that, right. Let's see, they did. Right, so you could do that if you wanted to do. So you could get throw and wait. Right, it'll tell you that. It seems like I have math. Set if and if wait break. Doesn't seem like I have repeat thing there, right? Yeah, doesn't seem like I have repeat. So you could have like a random there to make it randomized stuff. Yeah, fine. So yeah, so this is cool and everything, and I think it's interesting. Graphics is interesting looking and stuff like that. The problem, not problem, the thing is that I don't think that this game is going to take off in the way it could, because this is on the advanced side of stuff. I could definitely dive into this and get this. I've done a bit of basic programming. Actually, I did just do that on my Commodore 64 at the age of like 10, maybe 10, 11 something. I did a little of basic training on the Commodore even, like that are pretty much stuff like this. You go a list from top to bottom. And I've done this a few years ago. I had a Raspberry Pi, what they call Raspberry Pi. I did a basic kind of menu thing that also was in some kind of very easy language there. I don't know, remember exactly, but pretty much like basic, you know, you have very simple from top to bottom stuff going on. and also done some basic with Visual Studio. Basic, it's called like a basic app there. So you know, I get the gist of this, and I think it's very interesting and fun doing kind of programming. But most people are not gonna get this, right? And if they would, maybe they are. Who cares, right? You just want to go for the hardcore, more programmer focused. But this could be awesome if you did simplified this and have it more like just, okay, I want an orb, I want this power to it, I want this to be like thrown in a fixed angle, thrown following mouse, stuff like that. If you added those simplified things and maybe a few more sprinkle for the more intricate things there, I think this could reach a bigger audience. Right now, it's probably going to be a bit off-putting for many. It's really cool and really interesting. I'm not denying that, you know. I think that could, if the core gameplay would be really, you know, fun and interesting, I could definitely think that would be really interesting to get into and kind of start thinking with like a little bit of programming stuff itself, you know. Get back to that. But yeah, I think if it was simplified in one way or another, this like building your spells in a way, and you see this questions mark here, like here and stuff like that. I think you're gonna like find and unlock more of this extra stuff, and I think that is really cool, because that could be, again, you could have dumbed down, but you find you know, like different things like split, follow, shoot up, shoot down, and that you can, you know, maybe connect them and stuff like that. If you did it in that way, in a more simplified way, it would have been an awesome, really cool thing for more people. Now it's just, I think it's going to be off-putting for a few. Yeah, I'm terrible at this aiming here with the mouse, unfortunately. Because the graphic looks interesting and everything, sound and stuff like that, sure. But yeah, that's the only thing that I feel that like, it's cool with building your spells, but how you're doing it right now, it's going to be a little bit of off-putting to people. And I would really like this with the gamepad support. And I'm guessing that you can... did I have... Let's see... It is very cool, but yeah, I think it's definitely going to be quite interesting for people that aren't into like the basic off programming. Get into this. It could have been simplified, and it could have gotten a really broad audience, because there's a lot of cool thing with building your own little stuff. Right, you could do... Can I? okay. Mouse angle. Interesting, not allowed to do that. Okay, so I don't have any repeat what I think here. No. Yeah, I don't have any repeat yet. Otherwise, now I have to click to shoot, otherwise I might have had an auto-firing thing to wait. Basic map layout here. Yeah. It's a very cool idea, but I feel that going to be a limited audience, unfortunately. Which is a little bit of a shame. Because creating your... Oh, I got hit here. Creating your spells is something that is really interesting. But I definitely feel that you could have made it in a simplified way, and that could have attract some more people. But you know, maybe the developers are perfectly fine with having a smaller, you know, player base and everything, and just more of a niched thing here, and that's fine. I'm hoping that there is like a manual for the programming here, maybe, to even help newcomers. So if we press duplicate, view entry. Do. Alright, you have a little bit of a guide here. P. Alright, yeah, you have a basic built-in guy. But I don't know. Can't really find a repeat yet here, so maybe we will get... Oh, well, here it is. So if we do that... So you can probably test this. I don't know if you will get... Whoop. Yeah, you can do some trial and error here. Probably would need to read the guide a little bit more here. Oh, you have to do that. Okay. What? Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, this is gonna take too long, unfortunately, so get into right now. Yeah, again, it is very interesting, but it could have been dumbed down to just correct more. It is pretty fun here, and nothing that's super, like, nice looking, everything, and audio, but it's nothing super crazy. What is the big thing is, you know, creating your spells. But it could be a little bit of a threshold getting into the heck. Getting into it for many. Fortunately, the mouse seemed to drop outside. Window. Because I am bad at keeping this aiming going. Yeah, I'm terrible at this dual aiming thing, so that's why I'm doing so bad here. Maybe I could do a better spell, but that would also take some time, unfortunately, like getting back into the programming and thinking mind and everything like that. Seems to be like having decent like gameplay behind it. Okay, I guess that was my... little bit of a bullet hell feeling here. Again, it seems like an interesting game. I'm just terrible at this mouse and keyboard controlling here. Dual stick would I probably do a little bit better with the dual stick mode. Right, so here I think you unlock something to build your spells, like instruction orbit, alright. Alright, that's nice. Orb. This spell will orbit 5 orbs around yourself, creating a blockhead. The order doesn't matter. You cannot have self be the first one that is the block. Yeah, okay, so yeah, this unlocks this. Blah blah blah. Basic orbit throw. If you do equip, whoa, how do I switch? Can I? That's kind of interesting. I'm just trying something weird here. Right, so this makes a super bomb. Yeah. Yeah, it is very interesting. For sure. It's just that I feel... Oh, right. Oh, this is the end of the demo. Okay. Coming soon. Right, so let's get... let's go quit here. Yeah, so it is very interesting, but I just think that if you wanted a broad audience, you could dumb down the creations here and make it less, you know, basic programming and more like basic building, and that would draw in a huge, not huge, but a bigger audience to it. Right now this can be very off-putting for many people. It's what it is. If you know, that might just be, hey, I really like this as a developer, and then you know you're gonna just be, well, I'm gonna get a smaller audience, but that's fine with me. That's what it is. But for this, me personally, like, I could definitely dive into this and cool and great and see that it's really fun. But I don't think that this game is like the base background game feels like that. It's so immensely fun that I want to spend like hours, 1 hour, several hours maybe, just to get into the basic programming again here in this language way and build spells. When you could dump it down and it could be done in like few minutes and everyone could get down to it and create their own little different spell types, and that's my take of it. It has a interesting mechanic, but at this stage and how it works, I don't think it's gonna be for everyone. It could be for everyone if you had like blocks like repeat, mouse angle, fixed angle, like more simple blocks that you connect, and you have like spawn orb or different things like this, spawn heal, or yeah, you know, spawn shield, not spawn shield, but you could have orb shield, stuff like that, and it could be really fun. And you could have like offset stuff, angle offset or random stuff, so you could like spawn 2 orbs they could be offset from each other. Like you could dumb this down, pretty much what I'm saying. So everyone could just within a few minutes get in down and have their own like badass spell. Maybe do one super orb, you know, that takes all your mana. One smaller orb that's like is spread a little bit. You can have 3, 4, 5 smaller orbs spread maybe, or have one repeated and more like in a straight thing. Or having one that follows your mouse when you fire it, like a homing thing. You could do that and you could dumb it down. And I think that would attract much more of players. You know, if you want more of this the hardcore style, that's, you know, perfectly fine for the developers. There's nothing wrong with it. So it was a basic gameplay here, and since I can't use my gamepad here, I couldn't really fully enjoy the boss. I could have had much more fun with the boss. I think it's really fun there. Has some solid foundation. But I'm just... yeah, mouse and keyboard in games like this has never really felt good for me. So yeah, it just really, really not. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just should find a game that I like, turn it down to easy and just practice it. But I've never really gotten into it. I think it's a very fun game style, but with the dual stick I can get down into it more. So that's pretty much the gist of this, but let's see. Sound, it's a basic here. Fits and nothing stands out. It's just one song here. Nothing special about this. Nothing special about the sound effects. Doesn't really tell me a lot of the story here. Seems very basic. Art style is basic, but it's kind of like a Super Nintendo. I don't mind it. The boss with the kind of like the bullet hell thing there was really interesting. Again, I'm taking that I'm sucking at mouse and keyboard out of the equation here. I think that base of that boss seems really fun and interesting. I like the spell building. Again, it's just... am I really going to put so much time into learning the spells? Is this game really that funny for me to spend such an amount of time to get the spells done? Probably not. That's a me thing, not against the game. If the game would have dumbed it down, would I have spent more time with the game and building and trying to do more? Probably. Definitely, because it would then be, oh, it's just an accessible way to customize my spell and my fire or my that. Yes, personally I would do that. So try this yourself, and if you like building your spells or getting into it, or if it feels like, oh well, it's a little bit of too much time for me to dig into, hopefully this demo is up. I really love this idea. If you have any like other games that are action like this, and that lets you in a simpler way kind of build your abilities, I'd like comments about that. Because I really think it's fun to customize. The closest I've come is Mother Gunship. I love that game. I didn't love that I could only build like a gun as I'm progressing into one level, and then it's like you start over. Like I want to like keep building my guns and having swapping difference and stuff like that. I don't want to, you know, to lose my fun stuff all the time. But other than Mother Gunship, I don't think I've tried any games with this, but I really enjoyed the idea of creating your own kind of firepower. I think that's something that has been underutilized in games, especially in FPS games. Kind of weird that we haven't had more FPS games that have that mechanic now when I'm thinking about it. Because you can do some really cool and fun stuff there, you know, add fire, add stun, add electricity, add fire rate, add spread, add explosive, add, you know, it's so much things you could have done there. And that would have been really fun. And like, let's say that you have 2 weapons, right, in an FPS game you can swap between, and you can customize them indifferently, so you can do like one kind of Maybe add like one that is more of a ADS, lower but powerful bullet. Maybe add like laser to it, and maybe you could add like some kind of rocket ability to it. And you could make another gun that are more like rapid firing, maybe spread firing, adding fire damage to it or something like that, you know. Yeah, that would be really awesome, and that you unlock them slowly, that you don't get it from like the beginning, but you get them more and more, so by the end you know have two like badass, your own kind of fitting your own playstyle, badass games, firing modes. Would be awesome. But anyway, thanks for watching. Again, please leave comments if you have games that has this kind of building spells firing in 2D or in FPS games or something like that. And if nothing else, you can leave a other comment about whatever, like, check back to the channel for more. No more Steam Next Fest, the demos that I have planned for at least, so might be back to something completely different like Super Mario Galaxy after this one, I don't know, but stay tuned for that. And until then, just have a great day and bye for now.